Welcome back to Your Hour. Joining me now is Mindi Cook. She is the owner and proprietor of Anywhere But Here Travel.
Yep.
And like I've told you before, I love the name of that.
Thank you.
But you have lots of really good tips for people that are traveling, whether they've been traveling a long time or whether they're just getting started.
That's right. So fun fact, today in history, in 1993, my soon-to-be daughter-in-law was born. So happy birthday to my Blaine.
There you go.
So, and another fun fact is in 1775, Patrick Henry gave the "Give me liberty or give me death" speech.
Oh, okay.
You can always talk to AI. They can tell you all
Oh,
these
I
fun
know.
facts.
They know everything.
I love AI. Other important things. So the first thing, we're going through spring break right now. So spring break is upon us. So spring break travel, you probably already got that planned. But it's not too late to start planning your summer vacation for families and friends. But if you want to do a holiday vacation, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, you need to be planning it now. I know it seems like it's 6, 8, 7, 8, 9 months away, but it'll be here before you know it. And the deals to be had are right now.
Yeah.
So that's the time to start looking at that. And as we talk about going on vacation, traveling, if you're traveling domestically or internationally by air, you want to give some extra time for check-in. The TSA's got some stuff going on that
Oh, yeah.
I really feel for the TSA workers.
I do too.
They're not it's out of their control.
That's right. It's out of their hands.
They don't have any control over it, but they're there. They're showing up every day. And so just be gracious, be kind, and give yourself some extra time. I know, especially like airports like Wichita, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Tulsa, people think, oh, I don't need to be there 2 hours. You're right. You need to be there 3. You need to be there 3 hours, even in your smaller regional airports, because TSA is backed up.
Yeah.
And so just be gracious, be kind, be courteous. Some things have changed. You don't have to take your belt and your shoes off anymore. So that makes it easier. But have your documents ready, have your passport ready, have your Gold Star driver's license. If you're traveling domestically and you want to travel with your Gold Star driver's license, that's great, but you need to make sure it's got a Gold Star on it, because if it doesn't, in February they started implementing the Real ID and enforcing it, and if you don't have it, they're going to charge you a $45 non-compliance. So think about that. If you've got 2 people, that's $90, but it's not just $90.
Yeah.
And so now it's another $90 and $180. So if you take very many people, it can add up fast. So your other option for that is to travel with your passport. You can travel with your passport domestically or internationally. Of course, you have to have it for international, but you can travel with it domestically. I travel with my passport every time I fly, whether I'm domestic or international.
Okay.
So easy peasy and makes it all squeaky clean. So you can check in with real time with apps like FlightAware or FLIO, and that will give you updates on your flights. Are they delayed? Are they on time? What's going on? Because they're watching all the flights all across the world. So
Yeah, because when you think about, sometimes you think, well, I don't have time to go over here and do this or that. Maybe you do.
maybe you do.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. And the other thing is it could be sunny here, but where's your plane coming from? So it's not here that might be caused 2 stops before your flight got here. Maybe it didn't leave on time out of the first where it originated from that day. So
They had to de-ice the plane.
right, a couple times. Yeah, so you just never know. So just always check in with your airline. Be there early, get there early, be gracious when you're going through TSA.
Yeah.
So you can always go to your airline's website and find out all the details, what you can pack, what you can't pack, all those kinds of things. So that makes it easy and quick. And of course, everybody can reach out to me, and I'll be glad to walk them through it.
Well, and if you're compliant with everything that you're supposed to do when you travel, then things do go a lot more smoothly.
They do. They really do. And TSA and security and the airlines employees, they're not trying to be difficult. They have rules that they have to follow too. So just remember to pack your patience.
Yeah.
Pack your patience. So then the other thing that is big this year, the FIFA World Cup Everybody's excited about the FIFA
yeah.
World Cup. There's going to be FIFA World Cup games in Kansas City. There's going to be FIFA World Cup all across the world. And so that is causing airline prices. Some of that is causing prices to skyrocket. So
Airlines, hotels, everything.
car rentals, everything. So yeah, don't wait till the last minute, but don't get anxious and buy too quickly either. So again, reach out to me if you've got questions. I'll be glad to walk you through it and help you with any of those decisions to make.
Well, and it makes a lot of sense to consult with somebody who knows her ropes, because otherwise you could be spending money you don't have to spend.
You don't know what you don't know.
That's right. And you're going to stick around. We'll have you back in the next segment, and don't you go away either. You're going to be so glad you stuck around. Still with us, and she's going to be talking a little more about tips for things that you need to be aware of when you travel. So where do you want to go from here?
Well, we talked about passports and
Right.
traveling with passports. I want to jump back onto the passport thing for just a minute. If you have a passport and you're planning to travel, you need to make sure you don't get caught, because most international destinations want you to have passport validity for 6 months after you get back, before your passport expires, because they want to make sure your passport doesn't expire while you're there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So if you are traveling in June but your passport expires in September, your passport's not going to be valid. So you need to go ahead and renew. For instance, my passport expires in January of 2027, but I have trips planned in June, July, August, and October. And so I didn't have time to renew it after I get back from October. I wouldn't have enough time left on my
Right.
passport to do it. So I just sent mine off the other day to get it renewed, so that I have it back in plenty of time. So if you have questions about passports, I can walk you through that as well.
And a lot of people probably do have questions about passports if they've never had one.
They do, and even if they've had them, they can be a little, do I qualify for, my passport's expired, do I qualify to do a digital renewal? Well, you might, depending on how long it takes. And if there's certain guidelines, are you changing your name? Have you changed any of your major issues on your passport? Then if it's not been 5 years, you probably qualify to renew it digitally. And so, but it's really easy, and I can walk somebody through that if they need help. So just reach out to me. I'm glad to help with that.
Okay.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about, again, regarding passports and visas.
Oh.
So Europe is implementing the ETIAS, and that is the European Travel Information and Authorization System. It's a visa for countries that have not required a visa to travel to the Schengen district before. So there's 27 countries in Europe that's in the Schengen district that you can only stay 180 days a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can't stay 180 days at one time. You can do 90, have to take a break, 90.
Really?
So, yep.
What's the reason behind that, do you think?
They really control their borders. They really do. And they really control who comes and goes. And so this ETIAS will let them know exactly when you got there and exactly when you're supposed to leave. And if it doesn't click the box, they will look for you and find you, because you can only be there so many days.
Why don't we do that?
I don't know. That's a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother issue. So the ETIAS is supposed to implement, it was supposed to implement last year, and they just kind of like the Real ID, quite honestly. Remember how we kept hearing, Real ID is going to take effect, Real ID is going to take effect, Real ID is going to take effect. Real ID took effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been that way. When you're trying to roll something out across a continent, you got to get everybody all on board at the same time. So it's been a tapered rollout, and so it should all be in effect by last quarter of 2026.
Okay.
So how it works, you will have to fill out an application for it. Pretty easy, straightforward. It's going to cost €20 to apply for it and to get it. But it is going to be good for 3 years or until your passport expires, whichever comes first.
Okay.
So like for me, because my passport's going to be good for 10 years, when I get my passport back, once they implement it late late 2026, I'll apply for it, and then it will be good for 3 years.
Okay.
Well, my passport will be good for 10 years, so I'll have to renew that ETIAS. But again, it's pretty easy to do, straightforward. So 20 euros to be able to go all over Europe for 3 years, pretty good. But if you convert it, it's
I was going to say, that's pretty close to a $20 bill.
roughly, exactly. So about 23 roughly.
Okay.
You'll fill out the application, and they'll let you know. It's pretty quick response. And then that's just attached to your passport. So it's your visa for the Schengen district.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it is. So that's kind of fun. Then I want to talk about, I am doing an event. I know we've talked before about our participation with Passageways here in Wichita.
Yeah.
In April of 2026, April the 13th of 2026, I'm doing an event with Jennifer from Passageways, Annette Lawless from KWCH, and Matt Millen from Wounded Warrior to promote the river cruise that we're doing in October as a fundraiser for Passageways. And so if anybody's interested in coming to that event, we're going to be talking about the cruise. We're going to be allowing people to sign up, find out more information, ask questions about it. You need to reach out to me at anywherebutheretravel.com, or they can call my phone 316-409-0174 to RSVP, because I really need them to RSVP so we know how many to prepare for. And that will be at Life Change Church, Wichita at 10225 East Kellogg. So
way the heck out east. Okay.
Across from Costco. It's behind the CarMax. So next week I'll have a slide for it.
Okay.
So that we can flash it and people can see the information and a little more details about it. So, but we'd love to have people join if they're interested in going with us on the trip. It's a great fundraiser. Passageways is a great organization.
Yeah, it really is.
And they're doing so much good work to help military veterans. And so homeless military veterans and helping them become homed. And so that's very, very important. And, you know, they sacrificed for us and our freedoms, and so we need to help them.
And they make it easy. Their sacrifice made it easier for the rest of us to enjoy all the little benefits that we have now.
Absolutely.
You know?
All of our freedoms. Travel, you know, just not having to ask permission to do things, you know. I mean, we live in the best country in the world.
Yeah.
We live in the greatest country in the world, and we're doing great things across the world. And the world does appreciate Americans. I find so often that when we travel, people say, "Are you from America?" And we say yes, and they say, "Thank you for coming, and thank you for your help," and all of that. So
that's nice.
You hear negative things, a lot of negative, but they really do appreciate Americans and what America has sacrificed and offered for their help. So it's good to be American. I love to travel. I love to come back home.
Yeah. I like I've told you before, I don't go anywhere. We've been to Newton.
Hey, you know what? There you go. Oh.
And Wellington. We've even been to Wellington.
And I thought you told me you were going to Kansas City.
We are.
You're really stepping up.
Yeah, I'm going to Kansas City.
Kansas City, here I come.
Well, that's kind of like going home for me because I went to high school in Kansas City. So.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I went to Shawnee Mission North.
Oh, I love the Shawnee Mission area.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. We were just up there over the weekend, so, and the weather, you know, you said that
Kansas,
Mother Nature is crazy. She is a psycho cranky thing.
But, you know, when you're in Kansas, you kind of learn to live with it.
You do. Shorts at noon, park at 6.
There you go. Well, Mindy, thanks for joining us today.